nothing. I said,
That's good.
I told you to tell me when you're ready. I wasn't even ready.
Well, bam, I'm ready.
I didn't think you'd respond that quickly.
Nope.
Joe's
Made
on
sure
it.
I was ready.
On top of it.
Today's workout was just a cardio walk, a weighted cardio walk.
The fuck does that mean?
It means I put on a weight vest and I walk on a treadmill for 30 minutes.
I guess I should have guessed that from, well,
Weighted cardio walk.
yeah. For some reason I thought that was going to be a little more complicated than that.
Nope. I took a shower. Actually, then I brushed my teeth, took a shower, made myself a post-workout shake, and sat down.
All right.
Waiting for you.
All right.
Probably only work out like that for the next couple weeks, because I think after next week it goes to a 4-day workout week.
4-day?
4-day.
Why 4-day?
Because.
Oh, okay. Makes sense, I guess.
I can't remember, though. I'd have to look it up. And I'm not going to.
Okay.
Speaking of looking up things.
Well, I can't wait for this.
I don't have anything.
Oh, okay. Damn it.
No, honestly, there was nothing I saved from this previous week, because to me there was nothing really that interesting. We saw the new Flash trailer, and that was, and like one or two other trailers I'd have to pull up because I can't remember what they were. But honestly, that was it. So I really don't have anything for this week because there was nothing that I found interesting.
Well, CinemaCon is this week, and they're announcing a bunch of stuff.
Is this week, right?
Yeah, it's last day is today.
Now. Oh, was this past week?
Yeah, it started on Monday.
I still didn't see anything.
Ends today. Today's the 27th, right?
Or did I see something? Wait, CinemaCon. Oh, is that the place? Oh, wait, maybe I did save one article. Something about Quentin Tarantino presents a secret screening at Cannes?
No, that's coming up, yeah.
That's coming up.
Yeah. Or did it come up? I can't remember. I did see something about that, yeah.
May 25th. So it was 2 days ago, actually. Yeah, that was it. I actually haven't heard anything else of what the secret screening was. Trying to read real quick to refresh myself.
All right.
Director's Fortnite Sidebar competition has revealed that Tarantino will be the guest of honor at the 2023 edition of the festival, presenting a secret screening May 25th and discussing his counter-history of cinema theories about 1970 Hollywood that were recently published in his part memoir, part film theory, cinema speculation. The competition, which described itself as a counter-programming of free-spirited films from all over the world, noted that it launched in Cannes in 1969, just as the period of filmmaking history, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that was basically the rest of it, so.
Okay. All right.
So that was it, so. Still no word that I never found anything on what that was.
I mean, it was one of those things where he's like brought a certain movie or something.
Yeah, I think they did speculate somewhere else in this article that it might have been his last film because he's always making his last film.
Yeah. Yeah,
Hollywood Reporter recently broke the news that he was working on what looks set to be his final feature. So there was a little bit of speculation, I think, of that it might be his last film. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
Wasn't because whatchamacallit was supposed to be his last film too.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is supposed to be his last one.
Right.
And before that, I think.
Before that, it was supposed to be Hateful Eight.
Yeah.
But something leaked. Right. And so he was like, well, I can't make that my final film because it leaked early. So then he made Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And now he's making another film that's supposed to be his last film. He's like the Rolling Stones, Aerosmith, whatever it is. They're always on their final tour.
Yeah, Eagles,
there we go.
Eagles had like fucking 14 farewell tours.
Yeah.
They had to say farewell to like every single like area they've ever performed. You know, like.
Which isn't that everywhere because they're so old? They've probably gone everywhere.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
spell Quentin Tarantino's name. It's probably right in front of me. Quentin
Tarantino.
Yeah.
It's spelled how it sounds. While you're looking that up, so the big, there's nothing like massive coming out of CinemaCon so far. I mean, we got the new Flash trailer. We got a couple other things too, like trailer wise. Obviously, the Flash is the big one. We got a new Disney trailer this morning that was from yesterday. Actually, a couple things from Disney because apparently, A Haunting in Venice, which I thought was just another scurry movie, is actually the third Agatha Christie movie that Kenneth Branagh is doing.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And it is a straight up horror movie. Like you watch it, like, oh, this is like one of those haunting movies that they do, and then you see Kenneth Branagh as the what is it, inspector, whatever his name is. I can't remember his name from those. And I was like, wait, is this? And it's like Agatha Christie's of Haunting in Venice. And I was like, what? It was a horror movie? That's weird. Yeah, because it had all these people and Tina Fey's in it, which threw me off. I was like, what the fuck? Why is Tina Fey in a horror movie?
Yeah. Is this a comedy horror?
Yeah, I was like, does she...
Drama horror?
Yeah, I was like, what
she
the...
can't do drama.
Yeah, what the fuck? She's not only allowed to do comedy, right? Yeah, like, it was like, all these people, like, recognized people. I was like, wow, they really got a... Like, Michelle, what's her name? Michelle Yao is in it. I was like, wait, what? And then it showed Kenneth Branagh. I was like, oh, holy shit, that's what this is?
That's cool.
I did not know. Yeah, it's like the Flash trailer came out, Haunting in Venice trailer came out, the Wish trailer, which is a new Disney animated film that comes out later this year. That trailer dropped. They dropped a clip or like sizzle trailer teaser thing because the tickets for Little Mermaid went on sale day before last or whatever it was. I think it was on Tuesday. And then word came out that at the Disney showcase at CinemaCon, Melissa McCarthy was there and they debuted the Poor Unfortunate Souls clip, the song from the movie. And everyone's like, holy shit, because Melissa McCarthy apparently sings it. Everyone's like, oh my god, this is ridiculous. And apparently there have been screenings of The Flash at CinemaCon, but obviously for press people. Not for just go there and fucking watch it. And everyone's like, oh yeah, it is what they're saying it is. And I'm like, I don't know, man. And I saw that trailer and I was like, oh, maybe it is.
Yeah, I know. Like, I don't want to buy into the hype, but watching that trailer a couple times now, especially when it comes up on YouTube before a video that I'm about to watch, I have to sit there and watch it. And mostly it's because of Michael Keaton, just Michael Keaton's Batman, just the voiceover. And seeing the epic, just seeing, for some reason it's the Batplane, I think that gets me too, is seeing it, how it's used, and especially that final scene where they, all three of the characters drop low from the Batplane.
Yeah, and skid to a stop.
No, not even skid to a stop. They're about to drop out of it.
Oh, the parachute scene.
And he's like, your parachutes are attached to your seats or whatever it is. And then Flash says, where's yours? And he just kind of smiles and he drops and you just see the cape come out. I think you see the cape come out at that point.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Then they drop, you see him falling, but then if you look in the background, you just see the bat plane right in front of the moon.
Yep.
And the bat, that fucking classic fucking bat symbol that they did back in the first Batman movie.
1989's Tim Burton's Batman.
Tim Burton's Batman. Ah, man, it's just so cool.
There's a lot of cool nods to
all the suits. Like, you have the classic 1989 Batman Tim Burton suit. You have the yellow bat symbol on there, but then you see other suits as well around it. And you're like, some shit has gone down, has continued to happen in this world that we never got privileged to see. God, just Michael Keaton is just so awesome.
Yep.
as well.
Yep.
I do like the scene that towards the beginning of the trailer where he is talking about what is it about losing his parents, and he turned to fighting crime for some reason as a way of thinking that would avenge them or bring them back. But you see him reach for a button. You see a hand reach for a button. It's just like all black and blue, and it's just like, yeah, he's old, and he's been doing it the hard way all these years.
Yep.
Because Tim Burton's Batman wasn't as high tech as some of the other Batmans that come after him. So, but that's what makes me excited for it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff in that trailer. Because it is a very Batman centric trailer.
It is, yeah.
Especially, I mean, not just, I mean, most of it's Keaton's Batman, but Batfleck is featured quite a bit in it too. You see his version of the plane drop the bat cycle out of the back of it, and then you see him talking to Barry about the scars that make us and blah blah blah. And you see a couple scenes of him fucking fighting or whatever, but there's a lot of cool references to Flashpoint, the story this is based on. There's a lot of cool little Tim Burton Batman Easter eggs, I guess you could say, in there. They show a better shot of the repurposed bat suit as the other Barry's Flash costume. There's even a cool thing I saw in it where they show the face of other Barry, and he's wearing the repurposed bat cowl, and it doesn't fit him properly, which is a nod back to the Tim Burton Batman, 1980 Batman, where the cowl didn't fit Michael Keaton properly because it was actually made for someone else's head. So that was pretty cool. There's obviously you see the Bat computer all fucking covered in shit and all dusty, and you see all the old tech that's there. And there's the scene where you see the Bat plane, or Bat wing as it's known, coming out of the ceiling and unfolding by the waterfall, and I was like, right. bro, give me.
So awesome.
Just, oh my god, I can't wait. I'm so fucking hyped for it, dude.
I do wonder how much interaction Keaton's Batman and Affleck's Batman's going to have in the movie.
I don't know if there's going to be any, because I don't think they cross paths, because I think the stuff with Batfleck is in Barry's normal realm.
So that's what I'm wondering, how much there is, if there is any. And who's Supergirl in this? Not who the actress is, but
it's Kara.
But I mean, is she what timeline is she from?
So that's the thing we don't know yet, because the timeline they go to is weird, because you never see Batfleck fighting during the Zod invasion in this movie.
Right.
So the Zod invasion is happening in the Keaton universe, which is the same universe that Kara's in. So I don't know, there's a lot of speculations, because there's a scene which I think is just dumb, that there's a reference to Superman, because if you pay attention to the trailer, the first one they dropped, they find Kara basically anemic and starved in that prison, which I think is the scene you see them dropping out of the bat plane in. I think they're dropping into the metahuman prison, because they're gonna go free Kara, and you see her all gross, and then they get her out in the sunlight, and she powers up obviously, and then starts to whoop ass. There's a scene in the new trailer where she's flying into the sky holding a shirtless person, and everyone's like, "Oh, is that Superman?" I was like, "No, that's Barry." For two reasons you can tell. One is Ezra Miller's jaw is the most defined human being's jaw.
Yeah.
And when you see her close up and you see the head turn to the side, you can see it's Ezra Miller. It's probably part of the whole you need to get his ass fucking repowered up because of something. Because I have a feeling his power gets transferred somehow. I don't know. There's a lot of weird shit that's happening.
That fucking machine.
Yeah. Which is it's a scene, because he can't. At one point when he goes over to Keaton's in Flashpoint, he loses his powers, but doesn't lose his connection. He's basically weakened, and so they try experiments to basically re-Frankenstein him into tapping the Speed Force again. And then the first, in this trailer, you see him being electrocuted, like strapped to a table and he's burning. And then there's also a clip, could be the same thing, where you see like a smoldering hand being touched by somebody else. That could be the failed attempt at first of getting Barry's powers back. Because in the comic book, there's a scene where he gets badly injured and burnt when Thomas and him are trying to basically revigorate his attachment to the Speed Force. So like a lot of that happened. I mean, it's probably happening there. So yeah, I don't know, it's weird because like all these things are coming out, nothing concrete from CinemaCon. Like the fact that like apparently the first draft of the movie, before anything was filmed, featured Linda Carter's Wonder Woman, which we know is existence because she was in the end of the second Wonder Woman movie. And then it was also supposed to feature what's his name? The TV Flash. Dustin.
Yep, spacing on his name too.
Yep. Gustin? Something Gustin? I don't remember his name. Can't remember his name right now. But that was like shot down by the studio because of like money and contracts and all that fun stuff, I guess. But I was like, oh, that's dope. Doesn't mean you can't have him in there though, right?
Right.
But maybe not. So yeah, no, it was. There's so much in this trailer, like in this one alone, let alone the last one. That's just like, bro, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so excited.
So excited.
It just looks like a good time, man.
And we're only a couple months away.
Too many months away.
Too many months away.
Oh, Amber Heard is in Aquaman 2, by the way.
Oh,
she was featured
really?
in the trailer that was showed at CinemaCon that we haven't seen yet.
Because I thought she got fired from that movie.
Yeah, well, she had filmed it already before all that had gone down, and the rumors were that they were going to replace her, but
apparently it would just probably be too costly to replace her.
So they might have just edited it.
Have a big, edited. Yeah, she might not even have a big role in it too, right?
Yeah. So
I guess we'll see on that one.
We will have to wait.
Releases to the masses.
Yeah. Christopher Nolan calls Oppenheimer his most important film about the most important human being in history.
As soon as you said Christopher Nolan, I was literally going to ask, when's Oppenheimer coming out? Because I swear that movie came out last year, and then I'm reminded that it hadn't come out yet.
Yeah, bro.
Like, what the hell?
I believe it is this July?
July 21st, 2023.
Yeah, okay. I was right. So I'm pretty sure it's this year.
They threw out a trailer over a year ago, right?
They threw out the teaser trailer a year ago, yeah, and then we got the trailer a couple months ago. The actual, like, because the first teaser trailer was literally just like kind of an announcement. This one they did live on YouTube where it was like the countdown, which by the way is still going. If you go to YouTube and you're looking for it, the countdown is still going, and it's still literally counting down to the release date. It's fucking wild.
That's a long countdown,
bro. A year, like, because it literally launched on the year to the date. So it's counting down a whole year from when they released it to the release of the movie.
Is it just the official trailer?
No, there's a I can't remember what it's called. Let's see if I can pull up on the old second screen here. If you pull up Oppenheimer, you'll see it because I think it still says live.
Because I'm not seeing one.
Hold, please. Let's turn down the volume because I know it's going to get loud and I ain't paying for it.
I do see the Thanos versus J. Robert Oppenheimer epic rap battle of history on here that I do now want to watch again.
Yeah, it's called the Oppenheimer Announcement from Universal Pictures. It's live currently. And it is 2 months, 18... Oh, this went away.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, if I type in announcement, there it shows live.
Yeah, I just typed in Oppenheimer, but...
I typed in Oppenheimer too, and it didn't pull up anything.
Your YouTube sucks.
Your YouTube sucks. Actually, I'm not even... Oh, no, I am logged into this YouTube. What profile? Oh, I'm on the other profile. That might explain it. Maybe that explains it. I don't know.
Yeah, because you have the official trailer, which is the one that is an actual story trailer, and then you have
Yeah.
Oppenheimer announcement, which is the live one that's been running literally since last July, and just completely it just plays the same thing over and over again.
Interesting.
But they showed a new clip from it at CinemaCon, and then Nolan talked about it. He shows off footage from the story of the most important person who ever lived, he said.
Arguably.
And then, yeah, so he talked about it and, blah, blah, blah.
What did he say? Anything important? Just like, hey, it's coming out?
Yeah, the clip he showed was just bare footage, I guess. It wasn't really anything fucking crazy or whatever.
Fair enough.
But he just in classic fucking Nolan style didn't really give much away. I mean, it's the story of Oppenheimer, so unless he fucking Tarantino's it with like he did with Inglourious Bastards, I don't think we're really gonna have any twists or anything in it.
Yeah.
It's based on a real life events, so like.
I do wonder how much they will go into his character, because as much as you say like he's one of the most important, or but as much as he says he's one of the most important people in history, he was kind of a douche.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like sleeping with his best friend's wife and whatnot. So I wonder if they'll go into that side of things.
I mean, maybe. I mean, it is the life and history of Oppenheimer, but who knows if he's. Christopher Nolan's not one to really like sugarcoat much. You know what I mean?
No, but it's something that could be easily like, we're just going to focus on the science and the politics rather than the personal stuff.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, they now. So I mean, there was a lot of announcements. Like they announced that the next year or in 2025 is the next potentially last Fast and Furious movie. It's called Fast X Part 2.
Really?
Yeah.
They're gonna Harry Potter this shit?
Apparently. It's the cool new thing to do. And showed off some fucking footage for the new one. And also completely ignored his teleprompter, I guess, and just went off script.
Okay.
And just started thanking like movie theater operators and things, and how like like it was just, I don't know, it was weird. Like everyone's like okay, like that's cool, but whatever. And then they announced a movie with Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt, directed by David Leitch, called The Fall Guy, which I thought was like, I was like, oh, like the TV show The Fall Guy.
Right.
I was like, I need to look this up, and I thought I found an article about it, but
But you don't realize it's actually the Fall Guys. They're making a live-action Fall Guys movie.
That's what I'm saying, man. Let's do this. It's the sequel to The Nice Guys.
Oh my god, can we get a sequel to that movie? I love that movie.
I do too, man. It's fantastic. Why?
I have to go rewatch that movie now. I say that, I'm not going to. I'm just lazy. That's all. But I do really enjoy that movie.
Holy shit.
Holy shit, what?
It is. It's a live. It's a movie version of The Fall Guy. The TV show. What the hell?
That's cool.
So basically, The Fall Guy is literally a stuntman who moonlights as a bounty hunter.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this is. What the hell? I was kidding when I said that.
Why not? We've had 3 Equalizer movies now. That used to be a TV show. We've had multiple Mission Impossible movies. I mean, might as well take everything that was cool as a TV show and make it into movies.
Huh. Man, what movie isn't Aaron Taylor Johnson in? Jesus Christ. He's the busiest dude I've ever seen. Speaking of him, actually, they debuted the first footage from Kraven the Hunter.
Oh, really?
And it has been... essentially, it's been told that it is the Sony's first R-rated comic book movie. And apparently the footage they showed is extremely bloody.
Wasn't Morbius an R-rated movie?
I think it's a R-rated for terrible, but I don't think it was R-rated, was it?
I could have swore that it was R-rated. But you're right, it could have been just R-rated for terrible. Morbius.
Whoa, Winston Duke is in it. Is in Fall Guy.
That's cool.
Hell yeah.
Why don't you show me their fucking rating?
They don't care enough about it. That's fucking rad, dude. Kraven the Hunter.
But that is cool. At least that they are going a little bit darker. That is the one thing that is one of the things that I wish the Marvel movies would touch a little bit more into. Is a little bit darker plots and whatnot. Of course, it's not a Marvel movie. I realize that, but
yeah,
it's Marvel adjacent enough.
Yeah, because it's now, as we know now. Well, we don't know. Hold on, we don't know. It might be tied to the Morbius universe.
Oh, gross.
Because we now know the Morbius universe is tied to not only the MCU, because of the scene with him and Vulture at the end. But we know Venom is obviously tied to it mainly because of the multiverse there too. But I just saw this on this little article here. Apparently Russell Crowe plays Kraven's father.
That makes sense. I don't know why, but it does.
That's fucking crazy.
Okay, seriously, why can't I find the PG-13? There it is. PG-13.
Yeah, I thought it was. I thought it was. They neutered it,
fair enough.
which didn't help the movie because the movie sucked assholes anyways.
Oh, it did.
But making it R-rated wouldn't have helped because just the movie was terrible in general. Unless what they cut out to make it PG-13 made the movie make sense.
That's what I was going to say. It's very possible that they cut out a shit ton of stuff to score a PG-13 rating, and it just ruined the flow of the movie. Of course, if they come out with the director's cut, I don't think I'd ever watch it because I don't care for that movie enough.
Yeah, no. It's definitely not something I would be dipping my toes back into. Oh yeah, I did not know Russell Crowe was in the movie. That's pretty fucking cool.
That is cool.
But they have his half brother Chameleon is in it. They have Rhino apparently is in it. Not the wrestler, the character Rhino.
The character Rhino, yeah.
And it's funny because like it says Christopher Abbott has been cast as the film's main villain. So obviously you're going towards the anti-hero aspect of Kraven the Hunter versus just the straight out fucking murderous bastard that he is.
Right, tracking down Spider-Man because he's like the ultimate kill.
Yeah.
But they don't really have a Spider-Man in that universe, right? So
not as far as we know.
Yeah.
But Voodoo's in it. Like you said, his half brother, Chameleon is in it. Rhino's in it. That's fucking crazy. Yeah, I didn't read any. I was trying not to read any of the descriptions that people put on from the CinemaCon and stuff because I want to be kind of more like I want to see the trailers and be like, oh shit. Because I know we're never really gonna get to see the clips they show at CinemaCon because it's for industry people.
Right.
But obviously we'll get trailers as we get closer to those things. Probably around like Comic-Con season, we'll get trailers for a lot of this shit.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever. What other nonsense happened? Chris Pine's in the new Disney movie Wish. He plays the bad guy.
That's cool. I like Chris Pine. He needs to be in more stuff.
I agree with you.
And seeing him as a bad guy in something will be interesting because I don't think we've ever seen him as a bad guy in anything.
He wasn't really the good guy in that fucking Harry Styles movie.
Fair enough. Yeah, I didn't see that. So yeah.
We have the sequel to The Exorcist called The Exorcist Believer, which everyone said like the clips they showed were fucking cool, or the trailer they showed was fucking cool as hell. But it's David Gordon Green who has I have lost all faith in making good movies.
Why is that?
Because he made the last 3 Halloween movies.
Oh, yeah, I never saw those, so I have no idea.
The first one, the 2019, I think it technically was. Fun time. It was a good time. It was very Halloween-y. The second two, or the second one and the third one, complete and utter garbage. That guy should be stripped of all rights to make movies after those because they are trash.
Wow.
So,
movie police over here.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, he should go back to indie movies, is what I'm trying to say.
So he does real good with his own property, more than likely. Not so well with other people's playthings.
Yeah, he definitely did not do well the second and third outing of the Halloween movies.
Okay.
And I don't want to go like the word like I'm not gonna say like some people was like, oh, he made him woke. That's not my problem. My problem is the utter stupidity that just filled people's heads. Apparently, in between the first movie and the second and third movie, because they literally all the movies take place in the span of the same night.
Right.
Which is cool, right? The concept's cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
Problem is, from the first movie, you have all these people who are like, yeah, they make them some dumb mistakes, right? But in the second movie, they all just think, hey, this guy who went on a murder spree 30 years ago, an unstoppable killing machine, has come back and murdered his way back through the town. You know what we should do? Go after him.
Yeah, I do remember now you complaining about a scene where there's a mob of people that are beating him up or something like that.
Yeah.
But somehow he escapes and no one notices. Is that what it was, or something?
Yeah.
Like that?
So like in the cartoons, we'll use Scooby Doo as an example, right? There's a scuffle and a dude slips out between someone's legs.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happens.
And you would think that a mob of people kicking someone would notice that they're not kicking someone anymore.
Well, not just that. This dude is 7 foot tall.
Oh yeah, he's a hulking dude.
And they're I don't know, dude. It's just he at one point it looks like he's breakdancing and cutting people's legs. Bro, I'm not even joking you. It's fucking terrible, dude. It's bro, did the pandemic make you not want to make movies anymore? Is that what this is? Because brother, this is trash. I bet I can find a clip on YouTube.
You probably can. While you look for that,
yes.
I did find something that just popped up today that is pretty interesting and cool. Are you aware of the Asus ROG Ally?
Which one's that?
So that's the Asus's Steam Deck, apparently, that they've been working on for. They've been working on apparently for the past 10 years or something like that. They just didn't know if it'd be a viable thing until the Steam Deck came out, and they're like, well, a lot of people bought that, so let's fucking finally finish this project that we've been toying with for the past 10 years or whatnot. So they teased it. They actually teased it a couple of weeks ago on both 2 YouTube channels, Linus Tech Tips, and then I think another, I can't remember the name of the other one, but while they were able to show it and what it could do, in terms of not so much as specs, like here's the frame rate that it can run at and whatnot, but as far as like look at it go, it ran really well and whatnot. They kind of gave an idea of that it's like 2 times more powerful than a Steam Deck. But they didn't announce cost, they didn't announce availability or anything. And what was funny is, like a couple days later, I was looking for something on Best Buy's website. It was like, hey, you wanna sign up for to be notified when the Ally launches, and it's like that's interesting. Well, an article just popped up from Kotaku today announcing price of $700. Now you think that is a bit of a sticker shock of the expense, but it's actually only $50 more expensive than the high-end Steam Deck. And so it's cheaper than what most people were expecting it to be. Most people were expecting it to be $1,000. Where's the rest of the specs on it? So this thing is actually pretty cool. 7-inch screen, 120 hertz refresh rate, an AMD Z1 Extreme processor, 16 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM, AMD Radeon Navi 3 graphics, 512 gigabyte NVMe M.2, Dolby Atmos surround sound. But it runs Windows, so you'll be able to play Steam, GOG, Xbox Game Pass, GeForce Now, Android, all that other stuff on it. Let's see, 1920 by 1080 resolution, so high resolution on such a small screen. And it'll be, let's see, Asus ROG Ally Extreme model will be revealed in full on May 11th. In the meantime, yeah, so I guess it's not still a release date, but at least it'll be revealed in full, it says here, on May 11th. I thought I did say a release date somewhere in this article. Where did it go? I thought I saw May 25th. Yeah, maybe I'm making shit up, apparently.
Yeah, that's fine.
But that's cool. This thing actually looks pretty dope. One of the things that they don't mention here, though, that they did mention in the LTT video, though, is that it has the dock availability for I'm pretty sure it does, for an external graphics card that you could buy as well. So you could pop it out, take it with you, play games, blah blah blah, get home, pop it into the dock, or pop it onto the external graphics card, and it'll add more power to it to be able to play games at the house. It is a wild world that we live in.
That's very true. What's it called? Asus what?
Ally, ALLY.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Nope, those are all laptops. Holy shit, that is a beefy ass laptop.
The ROG Ally.
I don't know why I don't see it on here.
It's not showing up. You're looking on Best Buy's website, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
So the last time I was on Best Buy's website, when it at least was like, hey, do you want to be notified? Obviously, it just took me to a page that was like, enter in your address to be notified. Oh, that's weird. It doesn't pop up.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, but it is at the top. So I typed in ROG Ally. It doesn't show up in the listings, but it shows up as an ad on the top. Play a new way with ROG Ally. And you click on it and it takes you to the same enter in your email to be notified webpage.
I did find a news article about it, though. Pricing leaks show that Asus ROG Ally could be a genuine Steam Deck competitor. This is from this morning.
Right.
Okay. This is on Gizmodo.
So it sounds like this may be a leak then.
Did Best Buy leak something?
I don't know. Nothing in the Kotaku article mentions that it's a leak. So I guess this could potentially just be a leak because it shows somebody tweeted out, somebody named Snoopy Tech
Yeah, I just found that one.
tweeted it out. It looks like that might be where all this is coming from. So maybe this is a leak from someone. Which it is. Which if it is, I guess we have to take it with a grain of salt because
Yeah.
it could be false. But like I said, the Kotaku article doesn't mention anything about.
Interesting.
About a leak.
Very interesting, Joseph.
So I guess take everything I just said with a grain of salt. But if it is true, that would be pretty cool. I don't know if I'd ever really get into buying something like this. I don't game enough as it is to really justify it. But the other weird thing, it seems to me, obviously, as a person who works for the big box yellow tag place, I really haven't seen. Of course, I really haven't gone out of my way to see if any other retailer is carrying it.
That's the thing, though. You got to think. There's no other really big retailers, though. Like, I don't think Target or Walmart sells it.
See, I wouldn't think Target, but I kind of was leaning towards Walmart at least selling it.
Well, let's do a real quick Google search here and see. Steam. That is not how you spell that. Deck.
That's not how you spell Walmart.
No, Steam Deck.
Well, no one sells the Steam Deck but Steam. That is not how you spell Walmart, though.
That's funny because Amazon sells it.
Do they?
Apparently.
Amazon Direct?
Let's find out. Let's click on the old linky here.
I guess I could understand maybe. I could understand Amazon carrying it. So you go to Walmart and you type in ROG Ally and nothing comes up. Not quite a surprise because it's not like it's available right now, but there's no sign up to. At least there's no ads showing, hey, sign up to be notified.
No, it looks like the Steam Decks that are on Amazon are third-party sellers.
Okay. And that's kind of what I was thinking because it is, or at least at one point was, a hot item to get a hold of. And so I could only imagine that there were people just buying them up to resell them. Like I can see there's one on, there's a few, I should say, on Walmart's website as well. One of them selling for $800. But let's see, shipped and sold by CTS Warehouse. So yeah, that's not Walmart either.
Nope.
So yeah, it'd be interesting if this is like a Best Buy only thing that'll be sold at Best Buy, or maybe on ASUS's website as well.
Maybe. Is the Razer Edge ever going to come out?
Does Razer ever release everything? I'd have to. What is the Razer Edge? I have to look at it.
That's their version. That's their handheld.
It probably will come out.
But I don't know if... I think it's just an accessory, though. I don't think it's the... Is it a full-ass fucking game console, though?
It's a Snapdragon. So
it is a full-on game console, yeah.
So it's a full-on game console, but you're right. Like, the way it looks as well. It looks like a phone as well.
Because I think it's a tablet that has the attachable controllers.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, okay, so this is
a nice little video that shows it. It kind of looks more like you say tablet. I say it looks like a phone because it basically looks like the size of a phone. 6.8 inch screen, 144 hertz AMOLED, FHD plus touchscreen. That's actually a pretty nice screen. It does say buy.
Yeah, it says it's available.
Buy. Add to cart. $400.
Yeah, there's two different versions. There's the Wi-Fi and the 5G version.
Like the screen is very impressive on that thing. 144 hertz AMOLED FHD plus touchscreen. Actually, it says FHD plus, but what does that even fucking mean? 2400 by 1080. Okay. It looks nice, but that processor on it is nowhere near as powerful
Yeah.
as what's even in the Steam Deck.
Nah. Plus, I don't think this runs
This,
a full version of anything.
yeah, I was gonna say this feels like a very good, a very powerful Android phone.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if
You
it
know,
says.
play your freaking Fortnite on your handheld, which is fine. Like if that's what it's aimed for, cool.
Trying to see if it lists a operating system, but I don't see one. It just says Android at one point. So maybe I don't really care if it comes out or not, or care at all, because I wouldn't buy any of these
Well, it sounds
anyways.
like it came out, and
Yeah.
you don't care about it because I don't care about that.
Nah, I don't care about any of them. I think they're cool. I think it's awesome that they're pushing the boundaries of portable gaming units like that. But those prices are a little outlandish for something that is. What's that?
For what they are.
Yeah, like
small portable things. I think the prices are about right for what's in them.
Oh yeah, no,
the technology that they are.
For
but
sure.
it is for me hard to justify. Like I still want to build a gaming computer, and so I'd probably end up dropping more than $1,000 on that alone.
Yeah,
It would be cool. The other problem that I have with this is that I just don't really go anywhere to justify taking a portable gaming system with me. It's not like I'm going to take it to work and play it on breaks and stuff.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I see the appeal to it, and it would be really cool to have, to be able to play a game at home, and because you're logged into Steam and your saves transfer over, then I can just play it on the go somewhere. But I don't go somewhere enough to justify it for myself, especially at $700. Now, if I would somehow get some sort of large discount on it, it might be worth it.
Yeah.
But as it stands, no. Also, who knows? Like, I still hear rumors every once in a while that Microsoft is is trying to work with Nintendo on getting Game Pass on the Switch.
Yeah.
So that would be cool.
That would be pretty rad. Again, though, I mean, I don't even use my Switch as a portable device, so.
Yeah, but I think it would still change It would still change things. Like the ability to play Switch games. The problem is, it's just not a whole lot of Switch games that I really care about. I'm still haven't even played through the rest of Legend of Zelda. But at least if they added Xbox games that I could play for free, it gives me a little bit more of a reason to use it. You know, I'm not looking to play some sort of first-person shooter over it, but at least I could be like, oh, maybe try out this Disco Elysium or something that might be a little bit easier to play on the Switch, and just try it out. Because I think that's available on Game Pass.
Which one? What game?
Disco Elysium.
Is it?
I think it is. I don't remember now. But that's my point.
I get your point, Joe. And I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Welcome. What the hell? My news app won't load anything.
Remembered something, and I'm trying to find it now. I swear I saw something real quick before I went to bed last night about the Microsoft Activision deal as well.
Oh, UK blocked it from happening.
That's probably what it was. Okay, so we're not getting.
It's not done yet. There's still an arbitration. They can still go through and finalize stuff. They just have to probably fucking meet some standards or some bullshit. But it was funny though. Not funny, but very indicative of what UK does. So their whole thing is they're worried that it's going to hurt the video game industry in the UK by having this take place in the United States, even though Microsoft has several studios outside the United States, including in the UK. But
Yeah, but I kind of get what I mean. I get what they're getting at, and it is a good thing that you do have a lot of different. Obviously, you want to foster competition. You don't want to have big players own everything and then basically lock everything down, kind of like what we do have here. I can't go and play a Sony game on an Xbox or something like that because, or I shouldn't say Sony game. I should say I can't play Uncharted or God of War or something on an Xbox because they bought up that publisher in order to lock it down to them. And of course, that's what Sony is crying foul about if Microsoft buys Activision because they're afraid that they're going to take Call of Duty off the platform and keep it only on Xbox. And I get it. Like, that's definitely something you should fight for. You should make sure that you don't have these giant players that own everything and so they can just lock things down to their own systems. But anyway, continue.
But Activision CEO basically came out and said, hey, since you feel that way, we're actually going to actively not promote or build or make studios games out of these studios anymore, and we're essentially going to shut them down.
That's a bit of an overreaction of I'm going to take my ball and go home.
Yeah, he's kind of that way though. But it's like they're and the whole thing like even like, legalized they can do this, like it's not but they can definitely do what they exactly did. And they've come out like Microsoft has promised and all these things, but like they just don't want it to happen. And I think they're I don't know all the business stuff behind it because I'm not fucking legalese and all that stuff, but it just seems like Microsoft has done more to broaden the game studios industries than like Sony has, to your point earlier, like about basically like gobbling up like Santa Monica Studios and stuff to like not like let them make stuff for other company or for other consoles. And their whole thing is, but we release those games on PC later on. And I'm like,
not all of them.
I'm like, yeah, but like I get it because you have console exclusive, right? You pay for God of War, you pay for Uncharted, blah, 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 right? But it's like, you never owned Call of Duty. You just paid them money to put exclusive content on your console, which is shitty in general, and probably should have been something that stopped a long time ago, but whatever. But like saying that you fear that they're going to take Call of Duty from you when Microsoft has like tried to put stuff out everywhere just makes no sense to me.
Yeah, from the Sony Microsoft perspective, definitely Sony is not acting altruistic here. Like, we're not, this would hurt the gaming industry and blah, blah, blah. No, Sony just doesn't want to have the possibility of losing a large franchise for themselves. And they're ones to talk because they literally buy up these companies as well to just put everything on their platform. But again, from the UK's perspective, like, yeah, you don't want monopolies. I mean, look what happens when you have monopolies. I mean, you look at cable providers here or anywhere, where you're basically limited down to, well, I guess I get Cox here or I get DSL.
Yep.
And that's basically it. That fucking sucks. So when you do have smaller people moving in, such as Wired Zona, offering much cheaper services and whatnot, that's what needs to happen you need to have a bunch of these places available so that you can have better competition and whatnot. That's what the whole thing is. So I think ultimately, while as a consumer, I think I would like Microsoft owning Activision because that would mean that they would put all their stuff on Game Pass and I get access to free games. Ultimately, it'd probably work out better if they don't buy them and no one buys them, and you start breaking up these monopoly of gaming studios so that everyone has access to these games. Because to me, that's how you maximize your profit anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, yeah, sure, you go off and you have an exclusive game that's put on your console only, but then you need to release it to other consoles as well, because that's how you make more money. Honestly, I
Yeah,
mean, I couldn't imagine the amount of money that Nintendo would make if they would release Nintendo games on other consoles.
yeah. I mean, the Nintendo sells consoles
They,
only
they
be
definitely sell hardware, definitely, yeah.
yeah, and it's because of the exclusives they have, like the Mario games, the Zelda games, blah blah blah. But to your point though, like if I could buy Tears of the Kingdom on Xbox, I probably would.
Right.
You know, and the other part too, like I know one of the reasons they don't do it right because like technically speaking, if you have a single like content source you're putting it on, like
You
like
only
a
have
Switch.
to worry about the controls and the hardware for that one thing.
Yeah,
Once you start getting into multiple things, you're basically making PC games, because at that point you have to worry about, well, what happens if I have this configuration or this configuration or this configuration or this configuration, blah blah blah. I get it. I get it. It makes it much easier to do. Maybe you don't. Maybe if Cyberpunk only focused on Xbox or PlayStation or whatnot, or PC, it wouldn't have been such a mess to begin with.
yeah,
Because that is a good example of, like, well, we said it'd be available for last gen systems and eventually next gen systems, but it turns out the last gen systems doesn't run very well on it. So that's a poor experience that you have, because you tried to spread yourself out over more systems than you probably could.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I get it.
So like that's definitely a thing, and I honestly like I would love to see what would come about of a Zelda game with the power of a next gen console, like
Right.
with the better engine, blah blah blah, right? Because they build
That's
it.
the thing too. Like, maybe if you had that type of system where you separated the console manufacturer from the software manufacturer, wouldn't then you're like Nintendo be like, oh shit, now we have to compete with Microsoft and we have to compete
Yeah,
with PlayStation on a spec basis, and then offer more innovative ideas than they are, because you have to admit, like, the Switch does offer it, and it did offer an innovative idea, as portable gaming, even before the Steam Deck came out,
yep,
way before the Steam Deck came out, and it showed that that is a viable option to do. It's not very powerful,
yeah,
to play some of these games, and that you do see people taking these games and ripping them to emulators on a PC, and how much better they run and how much better they look on those systems. So if you separated the software company from the hardware company, I think at that time it would actually force Nintendo to say, well, maybe we should make better hardware. Not that their hardware is necessarily bad, but we should also focus on the people that want to see better graphics, better frame rates, better experience in general.
yeah, and not just like limit them to a portable console that can give you a decent view on a screen on a
Yeah.
big screen.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of those games, they like the newest Mario game, Zelda, Animal Crossing, for example, Mario Kart. They look great when you put them on a big screen, but they're still 1080p. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They lack in a lot of it. But when you look at like what Xbox and PlayStation are trying to do, is they're trying to push that. No, I'm not gonna say photorealistic, but like really good graphics. But then you have all that physical power of the hardware too, with the physics
Yeah.
engines you can run and all these different things. Where like, I think a Zelda game would be tremendous with that kind of power behind it.
Definitely. It would run so much better. Not that it runs crap on my Switch, but, like, I've seen what it could look like on a system that is more powerful, so it could run a lot better.
Yeah. And I just think it's Nintendo does a great job with what they try to do. Like, to your point, Switch is a great example of a powerhouse portable gaming console. It's better than any portable they've had before in the past. It's still, but it pales in comparison to even last gen's consoles from PlayStation and Xbox.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Like whatever, the graphics are good for what it can do, But when you have games like Fortnite, yeah, Fortnite runs on it, but Fortnite runs a handicapped version of it on there. And the new advancements that Fortnite's trying to do with the creative stuff that they're doing is actually handicapped by the Switch, because they promised that anything made has to be able to run that on the Switch, on everything that's on mobile, everything, because they want to make it equal for everybody, right? But if you were to say, hey, but if you wanted to make stuff for PC, Xbox, and PlayStation, this is your tools you'd have, and you would have more accessibility for it. But because you're trying to make it an even playing ground for everything, it just you hit a wall, you run into issues with it, and that sucks, because you're trying to dip into both little like things, like we want to push advancements in technology, but we're also being bottlenecked by consoles that should have never been a platform, right? They should have been like, the Switch should have been just a portable device that had the ability to be on a TV, where Nintendo also should have made a actual real gaming console.
Yeah, you're talking about keeping the Switch more as like a Game Boy.
Yeah.
As their Game Boy, and then still making like a Wii 2 or Wii 3 or whatever.
Yeah. Or whatever console you want to call it. Because I believe, I honestly, like, I like my Switch, right? I don't play my Switch nearly enough because, again, the games that are on it are very one and done. Like, once you beat them, there's really no, like, I know people, like, have put hours, like, stupid amount of hours into Breath of the Wild, and I get it. It's a great game. Once I beat it, I started playing through a second time, and I was like, no. Yeah, I'm done. I put it away and haven't touched it since. But like, and same thing, I beat the newest Mario Odyssey, and I was like, cool, there's a lot of stuff I can collect throughout the different worlds. Not gonna do it.
Yeah.
Because like, you're not gonna get. Yeah, there's probably some stuff in Zelda I could get. Like, I never played the expansion stuff, but it's like, from what I heard, like, they weren't really, like, we talked about this last week. They're not really pushing the game forward. They're just adding side stuff. You know what I mean? So there's no reason to. It's probably got some new experiences, like the whole bike thing or whatever, but I'm like, I don't care enough.
It's not a reason to go back and play it. It would be fun to have it the first playthrough, but it's not a reason to go back and play through anything.
Yeah. So yeah, it's stuff like that. It's like, I just wish that we could have a true next gen console version of Zelda and Mario, because like an open, like, if you could give me like Mario 64 on like a much more powerful console, I think that game would be tremendous. Because like all those ones, like all those Mario games, all the way up to Odyssey. Odyssey was fantastic, but again, you're limited to size of the game it can be because it's on that smaller console. Even in that game, there's loading screens.
Yeah.
And I would never say it took away from the game, but like, it didn't give me more of a this is a really good Mario game, and that was it.
Yeah.
What I mean? But I think the experience you could build with a next gen Breath of the Wild sequel, like Tears of the Kingdom, like how much more, and it's impressive what they do with that game and how big the map is and all this fun stuff. But you got to remember, like, could you imagine multiplayer?
Right.
In that world,
it'd be fun.
Yeah, like that would be something crazy to even think about. Like going through that game with a second person, would just be like mind blowing. Anyhow,
right. I think that's it.
That's it. Producer's giving us the wrap up symbol. So that has been this week's episode of Comes Naturally. We have been
Joe.
I have been Cody, and as usual, you fuckers just came naturally.
Bye.